I always hit my mark.
How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Superpower Reviews. My name is Liam Smith. Today we're throwing it back to a statue from 2018 that was re-released. It's the Overwatch Widowmaker Statue from Blizzard Collectibles.
Perfect.
Alright, let's go ahead and take a look at the box. Now basically we just have the Overwatch logo and the Widowmaker text on the front. Flipping around to the side of the statue, have a abstract Widowmaker logo, which is basically her helmet illustration on the side. And flipping around to the back of the statue, it's where you have some information on the character. You can go ahead and pause that and take a look at that if you like to. And on the other side of the box, we have a couple images of the statue itself. Alright, so let's go ahead and get the Widowmaker statue out of the box and take a closer look. And the first thing you'll find in the box is the instruction manual for assembly. It's basically a standard assembly with magnetic connections. We'll go over that in just a moment. So there are basically two sections to the box. We have the top section I already cut the tape on, which contains the statue and all the parts. The bottom half will contain the base. And taking a quick look at the styrofoam block that it's packed in, it's packaged really nice, wrapped in plastic for all the separate pieces, and of course packaged really tightly inside the styrofoam block itself. I'm going to go ahead and take it out of the block and I'll show you the assembly. Okay, so there are a few individual parts here. We have the main body, which we'll go over in just a moment. Alright, so first thing I want to go over is this amazing weapon. Of course, this is the weapon that she's known for in the game. Great detail on this. Just look at the detail in there, all the different parts. It's a very mechanical based weapon, so there's lots of moving parts and lots of intricate parts, and you can see that represented really well here throughout the entire weapon. And the way this one works is, of course, her arm is already attached to the gun, and it will key into the shoulder of the statue right here. And the only other accessory for her is her infamous ponytail. Very well detailed on that. And I do want to mention, of course, it's pretty obvious looking at it that it's very fragile. You want to be very careful when you're unpacking this. They have it kind of taped down in the box inside of its plastic, so you want to be careful pulling that out. Alright, and taking a look at the base, obviously the Overwatch logo on it on a nice high gloss white with the gray and orange colors that are known from the game. The entire base is polystone, so it is very heavy, very solid, has a nice matte gray and black texture around the edges. And on the bottom of the base have a nice silhouette of Widowmaker and all the information about the statue. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is key the body of the statue into the base. You can see she has a metal peg right here, as well as a square magnetic peg. Mounts into the two different holes at the bottom of the base, just like this. And by the way, it is a very loose fit. You can see it just comes right out of there. It's not a snug fit in there at all. So you definitely do not want to move her around too much once it's mounted into the base. Alright, and the next piece is her weapon with her arm. It actually faces down, kind of behind her, just like that. Keys in to the shoulder magnetically, just like that. Okay, so I wanted to show this up close because it is a little bit difficult to get on there, and it's also easier if you take her off the base to mount this ponytail on, because this is a little bit harder than I expected it to be. You're going to want to put that metal peg into the back of the head, but there's also that shape that needs to match up with the shape of the hole right there. So you just got to push it in there carefully, but you got to push pretty hard and make sure you get that mounted in. I don't know if you can see that there. Right where the square fits into what looks like a hair tie. Alright, first let's take a look at this amazing head sculpt. I looked at this off camera a little bit closer and I was really blown away by the details on this. Just take a look at the helmet. It matches what is in the video game exactly, but a more lifelike version of it. The entire thing looks like a lifelike version of the video game character. Just take a close look at these eyes. I was really impressed with these eyes. They kind of look a little bit off to the side here. That's why they have her stance a little bit sideways. But the eyes have that piercing look to it, and the detail in the colors. They just have that slight yellowish color to them. Absolutely perfect. Okay, I'm going to turn her a little bit. We'll take a look at this side. Take a look at that gauntlet, that glove that she has, where she's holding her finger up to her ears, listening to her comm. The details on this, just so amazing. Take a look at this. The Widowmaker logo on the side. All the intricate details in the structure of the gauntlet just really blows me away. And while we're looking at it from this side, you can see the ponytail that I was showing you earlier. Massive ponytail. The way they sculpted this to look like it's just whipping around. It's a very fragile piece, like I mentioned, but wow, is it impressive. Okay, now taking a look at the body sculpt. This is absolutely amazing. Just take a look at the sculpt on this. This looks exactly like Widowmaker does in the video game. The female form sculpt they got on this is absolute perfection, and the paint apps is what I can't stop looking at on this. the metallic purple that they have on the main bodysuit that transitions into the matte finish, slightly metallic darker purple along the legs. Just look at the line work on this. On the legs, the black in between the dark purple. At the top where the V-cut is in the suit, absolute perfect line work. The transition between the metallic purple, the blue trim, and the matte blue skin, it's absolutely perfect. It doesn't get much better than that. And now flipping around to the back of the statue, more things that Widowmaker is known for. Her tattoos. She has her tattoo on her back, her tattoo on her arm, and of course the amazing weapon that I mentioned earlier when I showed that up close. Just the stance that she has, the pose, everything is just looking so fierce. She has just an attitude, and you know Widowmaker has that attitude. She's known for that attitude, and she certainly does show it here in this pose, in this statue. And while we're looking at this angle, let's take a look at these amazing boots. Once again, just like the video game, only in my opinion, even better with the details. The sculpting on this, again, just so much detail, so many different layers. I always talk about dynamic poses and layers when it comes to statues. It's not just one piece sculpted, smoothed down. They have a lot of different pieces, a lot of different layers throughout the boots, throughout the shoes, the pants, all the way up the statue. The sculpt is obviously amazing. I mean, just look at all the details and all the accessories. But the paint apps, one of the best I've seen, and I don't even know who the artist is. It did not say anywhere in the materials or on the box who the artist was on this statue. So if anyone out there knows who the artist is for the Blizzard statues, in particular this one, go ahead and leave a comment below. Let me know who it is, because I'd love to know who this artist is. Alright, so now I'm going to do some close-ups, some scanning around, get a much closer look at the Widowmaker statue from Blizzard Collectibles.
I will draw them into my web. Locked and loaded. The Widow's Kiss.
Alright, that's going to wrap it up for this review of the Widowmaker statue from Blizzard Collectibles. Go ahead and leave a comment below. Let me know what you thought of the statue. Don't forget to hit that like button. And also go ahead and subscribe. That way you won't miss any upcoming content. Thanks so much for watching. I'll catch you on the next video.
Some of my finest work. Haven't had enough?